Hello and welcome to Lauren.live, the spirituality, health, and lifestyle podcast. I'm Lauren and thank you for joining me today. I'm on the solo style train today. It's just me. I wanted to pop on, say hi. This will just be a quick little video. I wanted to update you guys on a really cool reading that I had yesterday with my favorite channeler and medium psychic, Travis Hill, who has been on my podcast twice. If you've missed any of his episodes, definitely swipe down on my video section on YouTube, or you can check me on Apple, Spotify, all the major podcasts, iHeartRadio, and you can look for the Travis Hill episode. You won't want to miss those. He is a gem, a true light worker, and he has such a special gift of being able to communicate with our guides and those of our loved ones who have passed over into the other side, if you will. So I had a really nice reading with him yesterday, confirming something that I saw this week that was really special. I wanted to touch on spirit guides. It's been something that's been on my mind lately, something that I've been trying to kind of explore and communicate with my guides. I've never had any, channeled information come through from them or, much communication with them, just because I've been trying to get used to the fact that we all have guides and truly believing it. Like, yes, I believe we have them, but truly in my heart of hearts, do I really think that they're around? Yes, but do I think that I can talk to them and receive stuff? I don't know. I hope I can, but I'm getting to that point where I'm trying to experiment and communicate with them and see if anything will come through. I have an interest in building a relationship with my guides. I've been told by many of the mediums that I've seen over the past few years that we all have guides. I'm sure you've heard of it. And of course, the term guardian angel is nothing new. I do truly believe we all have them, but do we take much time to connect with them, to thank them for watching over us? Asking them for signs, asking for help, asking them if they'd like to communicate with us. I've been told that they do want to communicate, they do want to help, and they love being acknowledged. And I just have felt blocked. I've felt like I can't get through them. I don't know how to talk to them. I feel silly sometimes doing it because I can't see them. But I've had many readings with Travis where family members and guides step through that. How would he know the things that he knows? So I do believe that they're there. I just feel like it's been hard for me to connect with them. So it's been something that I've been wanting to explore. And I will be having a guest on in the coming weeks that's going to be talking about how he has connected with his guides. We also talked to Sheila V last week. You'll have to check out that episode if you missed it, where she also speaks about ways that you can communicate and ask for signs from your guides. So this is something that's being talked about a lot more. It's something that I think some people think is just batshit crazy, if you will, and others actually do get to channel with their guides. And I finally took the time, and I think the reason I haven't been getting much from them is because I haven't taken the time to actually communicate with them. So I did. I spent the morning in bed before I got up. I'm trying to set a goal for myself before I look at my phone or do anything in the morning. I always practice my gratitude, prayers, and I'm starting to talk to my guides. And I'm just saying, if you're here, I'm acknowledging you. I would love to build a relationship with you, and I would love signs from you. And that was something that Sheila V encouraged in her episode last week, is to ask for signs, ask for concrete signs where there's no doubt that they are here, and they will show you signs. I've talked about angel numbers before. Sometimes that's guides coming through in digital form on the clock, or a regular clock with the hands, or numbers, frequencies that you're seeing out in the world. Animals can be signs, repetition in nature, rainbows, or certain things. Some people see dragonflies or hummingbirds, which is mine. I'm going to tell you about a story in a minute of a hummingbird interaction that I experienced this week. And there's lots of other little signs, songs. You can get signs, audio, in audible ways. You can get them visually. You can get them scent. Had a reading once with a medium where she said, when I was in Greece getting married, that my great grandmother was there. And then she says, I'm also smelling a cigar coming through. And I asked my mom later, and she said my great-grandfather, who's married to my great-grandmother, smokes cigars. So things like that, that is just crazy. You can't doubt those things. Like there's something more that a lot of us can't always see, hear, smell, taste. We're just not conscious to it. But I've been told by channelers and mediums that we all have the ability to tap into that stuff. It's just you have to try, you have to believe. And also there is an element of if you're ready for it. So I do believe the more that I focus on my spirituality and make myself available, the more comes through. I've noticed that in my journey, at least. You may feel the same. Certain signs coming through at certain points of your life, just like anything else in life, your spirituality journey ebbs and flows. And right now I've been so busy with my baby and my family, my household, working part-time, doing the podcast. So I've just been focusing a lot on the earthly aspects of things. And although I do try to, do my gratitude prayers and meditate a little bit here and there, I do study a lot of things spiritually. I'm very into the informational aspect of it, which I think is the beginning of my journey. I really want to learn all the things and then really just dive deeper into the meditation, the channeling, letting things come through. That's where I am in my awakening, my journey. Everyone's is a little bit different, but I'm really focusing on the guides right now because I've had many guests start talking about it, and I've seen some signs, and I've had readings where they've come through, and it's really sparked my curiosity. And going back to my little meditation and prayer the other morning when I said I would love signs from you, like undoubtable signs. And a couple of days later, I was at my kitchen sink, which is in front of a window in my backyard, and I was washing my baby's high chair tray, minding my own business. I was like kind of almost in a daze, and I was thinking about I'm here during this crazy time. I believe that I'm here as a communicator. I'm here to spread information about the awakening. That's why I do this podcast. I was just kind of thinking to myself, like, this is an interesting life that I've chosen. And I wonder if I'll come back. I wonder if, the awakening and the new, 5D Earth is going to be even further along when I come back next. Well, I want to come back to that Earth to continue to help. And as I was thinking that, out of nowhere, a hummingbird flew up into my, vision, right up in the window, looked at me, kind of like stopped, because, they dart around super fast. It looked at me like it kind of was like hovering, looked at this little plant that was, hanging. I have a hanging plant outside. But it wasn't just looking at the plant, like it was looking at me directly. Like, I'd say a good 2-3 seconds. I just stood there, and it just I stopped, what I was doing, and just, oh my goodness. And then it darted off. And to some people that may not be very significant, but I am at that window every single day, multiple times a day, doing things at the sink. I don't have experiences like that. I was deep in a spiritual thought about me being here and the work that I need to do. I'd asked for a sign from my spirit guide or guides. And it's not like the hummingbird just flew up to the plant and was looking at the plant. It literally looked at me first, then went to the plant, looked at me again. And it was just this piercing moment. And I just got this overwhelming sensation of happiness. And I just started laughing, and I just could not stop laughing. And my baby was playing across the room in her little playpen, and she started laughing because she heard me laughing. And I almost started to cry, like a happy cry. I just had this peace and this knowing. And I was like, that was one of my guides. I just knew it. My intuition it was like, oh my gosh, there's just no doubt. And I think a lot of the times we don't listen to our intuition. We're trained to just think in our mind oh, that was nothing, or we don't listen to ourselves. But I just had this overwhelming knowing, and I wasn't going to question it. I wasn't going to let my ego get in the way. I just was so fulfilled and so happy. I was just beaming, and I was just so excited. And it was just a really cool moment. I've had that happen one other time at that exact window when I was pregnant. And the hummingbird, again, it wasn't it kind of flew across the sky and stopped at a plant and whatever. And then it saw me and was it literally darted straight up into the window, looked at me a good, few seconds, and then darted off. because I've seen a lot of hummingbirds where they'll fly to like a plant, and then if they happen to see you, they might look and then they fly away. But these were like purposeful, like came up, looked at me directly for like seconds upon seconds, hovering there, and then flew off. So I've had that happen twice at that window, and I knew it, and I know it's a guide. And so I had a reading yesterday, which was several days after I saw the hummingbird, and my great grandmother, the same one that was said to have been at my wedding, Yaya, my Greek great grandmother, who has passed away a long time ago. When I was young, she stepped forward as one of my guides, and I had told my Travis, the medium, I said, I'd seen this hummingbird this week, and I'd been praying to my guides, and he said, "Oh yeah, that was her. That was Alexandra. Yeah, she's saying that was her." And she came to, and oftentimes hummingbirds are known as messengers, and they come with messages, right? And so it had come to tell you need to work on being more balanced, because you're just so busy all the time with the baby and the podcast, and you're working and you're always cleaning and doing something. You never, it's my kind of my Virgo, like to do, like I'm just always going and doing things. And she's telling you to like, you're doing a great job as a mother, but you need to just like take time for yourself and become more balanced, take more time to meditate, be more spiritual. And I don't know, it just felt like, okay, like I'm getting these like concrete, my human brain feels like it needs that, like the rational side of me. It's like, I need to know for sure that was a guide. I need to have these signs, because, otherwise it's just crazy. So, I don't know if this resonates with you, if you've seen crazy little signs that you just feel like something inside that was definitely something. But as a human here, where we can't always tap into the other dimensions, some people can that are channelers, but for people like me that are newer to the concept and working on developing our intuition, our third eye, and opening that up, the signs are just really helpful. They feel like, okay, I'm on the right track. And I do definitely think there's more than what we often think about and see. So it was just really special, and I'm really excited to see what else happens. I've been seeing angel numbers for years. I've seen a lot of hummingbirds, but I had those two really like intense moments where it came and looked at me in that same window. I just feel like there's been different little things like that have been happening, and it just, I don't know, it really feels great. It feels like, okay, like I needed that. I needed a little some sign. And so I'm really excited to continue to talk to my guides. And I just encourage you, if you have curiosity about guides, to do some research about it. You could ask mediums that you trust. You can talk to them. They're always around. I know it might seem like a silly concept, but I do believe that we all have guardian angels, guides, whatever you want to call them. And I think everyone has at least one, but multiple. And I just think it's something really cool to explore. I know a lot of mediums have specific guides that they channel with, and that give them information not only for themselves, but also to spread to the collective earth. So that is what I am working on spiritually. I know I talk a lot about just broad topics of spirituality, and I also like talk about my guests and what they're working on. But I wanted to share a little bit about what I'm personally working on. It is developing a relationship with my spirit guides. And if you're new to that, I hope that's something that maybe you've never heard about this, you've never thought about it, but they are around us all the time. Again, like I said, I've had many readings where different relatives and guides that I don't even know of from past lives that have come through. And Travis has confirmed things about family members that no one would ever know. So I do 100% believe in it. It's just because we can't see it, our rational mind likes to dismiss it. But like anything else, spirituality, religion, there is faith-based aspects to it. But I do think that those signs are really helpful in making you feel like, okay, I'm a little bit affirmed here and I don't feel crazy. So that is what I've been kind of working on, is just developing a relationship with my spirit guides. And I hope that's something that might be interesting to you. And I hope if you've been thinking about it or curious about it, that you'll also take a moment, throughout your days to contact them and think about them. They are definitely wanting to help us and wanting us to reach out to them. So I'm excited for myself. I'm excited for you guys if you happen to start talking to them more. Think of the possibilities that can come. So I'll keep you guys posted on if anything else happens, but I'm definitely going to be asking for continued signs, and maybe even some channeling could come through, which would be really neat. I would love if anyone wants to share in the comments if you've had spirit guide signs come through or experiences, any channeling information coming through. I think that would be really fun to hear about. So that is kind of what I wanted to share with you guys today. And I just want to continue to encourage you to take care of yourself, stay in high vibrations, keep loving yourself, keep loving your neighbor and the collective. We're going through so much, and don't let the fear take over. Just a reminder, because there's so much division and fear. Do not let that take over yourself. It is not healthy, and it is the lowest vibration, and it will attract negativity in your life. You are not available for that. You are only available for the highest of high good. You deserve happiness. You deserve abundance of resources and love and health. And we have the ability to attract that into our lives. Every day I pray for a white light of protection around my body. Only love and light is allowed to enter in. I do that for my daughter every morning when she wakes up before she goes to bed. I ask that our house be blessed in white light. I ask for my car to be protected in white light when I drive. You can do it anytime, anywhere. It helps me keep my anxieties away. I just trust in the universe to watch over us and protect us. We have so much work to do here. Remember to be specific in your prayers too. I ask for health and abundance, not only just to feel healthy and happy and comfortable, but also so that I can continue to do my work here. And if I'm comfortable and healthy, it helps me stay stable and be able to take care of my daughter and give her a chance at a beautiful life, give her soul a chance to grow, and also for me to continue doing things on this podcast in hopes of awakening others, spreading joy and positivity. So, just remember, there's so much happy, good, positive things happening out there too. The news and social media tend to cover a lot of the negativity and the fear. That's not going to go away, by the way. I suggest you take a break from the outlets that only broadcast fear, because just remember, there are millions upon millions of people that are surviving the many things going on in this world every day, that are healthy, fighting things, living. They are strong. There's good, happy things happening. It's not all just bad. So just remember, keeping you down to earth. Keep yourself grounded. Get out in nature. Eat a healthy meal. Love somebody. Do an act of kindness. Take care of yourself. There's so much opportunity for us to continue to grow and awaken. It's such an exciting time to be here, and I'm just feeling really positive and uplifted. I know I share my feelings on here often, and I'm very honest. Several weeks ago when I did my last solo podcast, I was feeling a little down and overwhelmed, and it ebbs and flows, and that's okay. We're human, but I'm feeling really uplifted right now. And I just know that we're all going to become so much stronger after all of this stuff that's happening passes. We have to get through it together, and we have to just support one another and love one another, and not let the divide and fear take over, because that is what evil and negativity wants. And just, it's not an option, at least for me, to give into that. So I will continue to fight with love and be the light warrior that I am. I know that all of you guys are out there and doing your best work. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys following along on this podcast. The subscribers have gone up and the views are going up, and it's super humbling, and I'm super pumped. I don't pay attention to that stuff. My husband's the one that shows it to me, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, I'm out here just doing this to spread positivity and to hopefully change the world. And it seems as though like the universe is really supporting this project of mine. And I just feel incredibly humbled and so thankful. So I really want to thank you guys for watching and subscribing and passing this along and listening, because it really helps the messages continue to grow and get out there. I'm really excited to see where this goes. And again, just feel really grateful to be chatting with you all. So I appreciate your time. I know everyone's time is super valuable. And I just want to let you know that you are absolutely a wonderful person and you deserve the very best. And no matter where you are in your life right now, just know that there's so much good awaiting us, not only here, but also after we leave this earth. And I think we need to remind ourselves that we are not taught a lot of the time. This is just a blip in eternity. This is just a little piece of our history. And there's so much more that awaits us, and there's so much more that's within us that we don't always pay attention to. So again, it's amazing if you ask for something, what can come. Like my little hummingbird thing, it made my week. It truly was the coolest experience. And again, it may not seem that exciting when I talk about it, but if you were there in the experience, it brought me so much joy, and it was out of the ordinary. The way that we connected, the little hummingbird flew up and looked at me, and I don't know, it was just amazing. So I wish that you have wonderful little moments like that remind you that there is just so much more going on than we can always, that we can't imagine it sometimes until you see it. But there is so much for us here and in the universe. So I encourage you to continue to put yourself out there, ask the universe for signs, ask the universe for its support. And it's a wild journey, and I'm super excited to be sharing it with all of you. And I look forward to the next episode. We have guests coming up in the coming weeks, and I hope that you enjoy all the content. So wishing you the absolute best. Take care of yourself. Wishing you many blessings. Thank you for watching today. And you can find me on Instagram at RealLaurenLive and on my website, Lauren.live. Thanks, you guys. Take care.